What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. Today I have right here the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G and the Samsung Galaxy S21, and I want to compare these two because one is obviously just like the normal slab of glass, and that's what everyone calls nowadays, a slab of glass. This is just a normal smartphone, a typical generic smartphone that we tend to see. Well, obviously we always see nowadays. And this is what is the first mainstream foldable smartphone, at least what I think it is, that a lot of consumers are going to be going towards, and what Samsung is obviously pushing out to the consumer market. This is going to be, ringing a lot of bells. And this is going to get a lot of people's attention as, like I said, the first mainstream foldable device. So I wanted to compare them because, guys, there's not much difference here. Samsung didn't really cut too much corners when when making the Z Flip 3, especially when compared to their flagship device lineup, the S21, the S21 Plus, and the S21 Ultra. They didn't make too many sacrifices. So I want to go over that in this video and compare which one is kind of better in your scenario. So without further delay, let's dive right in. Okay, so let's start off with design, and I'm going to go with the Galaxy Z Flip 3 first and talk about its design, comparing it to the Galaxy S21, and I'll just place the S21 right here. So guys, first thing is Z Flip 3, it folds. It gives both a compact look as well as a normal smartphone look. Like when you fold it out, it's going to give you that normal smartphone display. You're getting a normal slab of glass, but with this, you can fold it. That's what makes it a foldable. It has this dual tone design with the top part of the phone having this black part, which also has a outer display, and the rest of the phone a dark green color, which does get a lot of fingerprints, but there are some matte finishes. Samsung has their own exclusive on their website, and they also have black, which is matte black. So that is also a good color if you want to get a Z Flip 3 that doesn't get fingerprints. Anyway, the outer display, let's take a look at that. The outer display is 1.9 inches, which showcases the time, notifications, and other widgets when needed, obviously. When it's folded out, the display is a 6.7 inch 120 hertz flexible OLED, which has an aspect ratio of 22:9. You can obviously tell it's a much taller display, and some of the apps aren't optimized accordingly to this taller aspect ratio, but that's okay. I don't really mind that too much. And this is a typical aspect ratio we're getting with the Galaxy S21, so you can obviously tell it's a taller display, which equates for a larger size as well. There's a crease in the middle, you'll see that, but obviously it's here to stay for a while longer. It's not going anywhere. You see it, but you get used to it, and in my use, it hasn't really annoyed me at all. So yes, you don't need to worry about the crease. How durable it is, a lot of people question that. I've been folding this day and night. So far, I've been great. And I don't think Samsung would go ahead and release a device for the mass market that's not going to perform well. They obviously did their tests beforehand, and then they released this device. So crease shouldn't be an issue, but sometimes people still tend to get stuck on the crease. That's okay. Its power button also acts as a fingerprint sensor too. The S21 has an in-display fingerprint sensor, but this one has it embedded into the power button, which I actually like. Now, this does act like a fashion accessory. You're getting a piece of technology that looks visually appealing. Like, okay, yes, this looks nice, but guys, we're used to this generic slab of glass. But this is visually appealing, and it also happens to perform literally the same as your normal slab of glass. And people are going to get annoyed by me continuing to say that. To your normal generic smartphone, it performs literally the same as your normal generic smartphone. Now, there is no expandable storage, obviously no headphone jack, and it has dual speakers, and they do get fairly loud. USB Type-C on the bottom. When we take a look at the Galaxy S21, yes, it's it's a generic smartphone. It's that normal size, shape and size, whatever. Okay, but it does have a little design standout with the camera cutout. The camera cutout is something Samsung really intended to show. So when people see this device, they'll be able to say, hey, yeah, that's a Galaxy S21. So this plastic back, and this is made out of glass. This is plastic. It has a matte finish, and I love it. No fingerprints, no nothing. This is what I like. And I know you're thinking it's plastic. This isn't that cheap plastic feeling plastic phones. That didn't make sense. That cheap feeling plastic phones that we had with the S4 and the S5. It really does feel smooth, and to be honest, I kind of recommend this over a glass back. But that's just me. I mean, look, no fingerprints, fingerprints. Up front, the S21 has a 6.2-inch Full HD 120 Hz. This is also Full HD 120 Hz too. Adaptive refresh rate display with a flat design, no curves on the screen whatsoever. Lower screen resolution, I'm perfectly fine with because it does help with battery life. Its refresh rate ranges from 48 Hz to 120 Hz. And I don't really notice a change. Like maybe once in a while I'll notice it drops in refresh rate. It's okay. I don't really mind. Maybe it's because it didn't really catch my eye. Like I don't really notice it too much. But the S21 has a beautiful display. It's Samsung. This too also has a beautiful display. It's Samsung. But guys, actually, I think this one has a better display. For some reason, it just stands out much better in my eye than the Galaxy S21. But so watching YouTube videos on both is great. It is really great. Now, there is no micro SD card slot on this either, which Samsung did drop with the S20. I think the S10 series was the last one to have it. And it's dual speakers. They do get fairly loud, and also has USB-C. So more so when we look at design, yes, there is a difference in design, but a lot of things is being brought from the S21 series to the Z Flip 3. So you're not missing out on too much. In fact, like I think you're getting, a better, more visually appealing design with the Z Flip 3. Like it folds. I'm going to say that every time, it folds. This does not. That's cool. Performance, and performance. All right, so both are, let's put it this way first. Both have Android 11 on board, and they're going to be getting Android 12. And in fact, this one's going to be getting the Android 12 beta first before the Z Flip 3 5G. So they're running the latest version of Android as of right now, and they're going to be getting 3 years of Android updates. That's Samsung's promise. And Samsung's been doing pretty well with software updates lately, so good job, Samsung. Now, both include the Snapdragon 888 processor, which is a power-hungry but a super powerful processor on the Android side of phones. They both have 8 gigs of RAM, and they both have 120 Hz refresh rate display. I already said that. And they also have 120 gigs of internal storage. So they're more so like, when you look at the specs, they have almost identical specs. And performance on both of these has been great. Like I've used the S21 for many months as my daily driver. And now I switched to the Z Flip 3, and more so, they perform literally the same. It's just that foldable factor that kind of gives me a different performance, like a usage. But other than that, performance has been the same. So you shouldn't have any issue, playing Call of Duty or watching your YouTube videos, whatever it is, photo editing on both devices. They're going to get the job done because you have the top end, the high end processor from Snapdragon from the 2021. In 2022, we're probably getting Snapdragon 890. I don't know yet. We'll see. But for performance, you won't have any issue there. So there's really no need to go any more into detail. You're going to be getting the same performance out of both of them. All right. Let's get to cameras. Actually, you know what? First, let me clean this up. There we go. So let's get to cameras. The Z Flip 3 has 2 cameras, as you can tell. It has a wide and ultra wide. It does not have a telephoto lens. I don't really mind. And the Galaxy S21 has 3 cameras, and that third one is the addition of a 64 megapixel. So the other 2 camera lenses are more so the same, and they perform the same. They perform great. A lot of people have been bashing about the Z Flip 3, saying it does not perform too well. But in my case, in my use, and in my own personal thing of using, would I use those photos and videos? Yes, I would. They perform more so the same as the Galaxy S21. I think they're they're more than like usable. A lot of people have been going and saying Z Flip 3's camera isn't the greatest, but it's usable. It's good. So is the S21. They're good. You're just getting an addition of a 64 megapixel telephoto lens. So for those of you who really don't use telephoto, then I think you're obviously fine with 2 camera lenses. I'm perfectly fine with 2 camera lenses as long as it's ultra wide. Now cameras, like they're not bad. They're not bad on the Z Flip 3, but it doesn't include that telephoto lens, which I personally don't mind. Now selfie camera on both of them is 10 megapixel, but you can use the outer screen on the Z Flip 3 to take pictures and videos, which use the rear camera, and that's obviously, if you can see right there, it's far better than the selfie camera. Just know it's in a, I think, 1:1 aspect ratio. I forgot. It's like when you take a picture or record a video, it's a square. It is a literal square, but you're using the rear camera to take a selfie, so which is going to be much better than the front-facing camera you're getting on both the Z Flip 3 and the Galaxy S21. So looking at photo, we can just take a photo like that, and then we can switch to ultra wide, we can switch to video ultra wide, we can switch to normal wide for video. So we can use the outer display as a viewfinder to take photos and videos with the main sensor, which I personally appreciate. I don't care about that aspect ratio and how it takes the picture in like a square and a 1:1. I don't care about that. That's perfectly fine by me. I can always crop in or out, so really doesn't matter. You're getting best of the best selfies or front face and whatever it is with this outer display by using the rear cameras. But I'm gonna put up some camera samples of both devices and show you guys, how they perform and which one you guys prefer. Some might prefer one over the other. That's okay, but let's put up some camera samples. Next up is going to be battery on these devices. So if you guys watched my Galaxy S21 2 months later review, and I did talk about battery, and obviously that came, I think I put that video out in May. It's been 4 months later, so I've been using this for nearly almost more than half a year, 7-8 months now, and the battery has not been that great. Like it'll last me up until like 4:30ish, 5, with around 4.5 hours of screen on time, and it has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. So that's not too good, but the Galaxy Z Flip 3 isn't any better. Like if that's getting me to 4:35, this is getting me to like 3:34. Like if I really push, it's getting me to 4 p.m. and my day does not end at 4 p.m. So I do have to charge this. This has a 3,300 milliamp hour battery, larger display but smaller battery, and it caps at 15 watts of quote unquote fast charging, whereas the S21 larger battery, it's a little bit thicker, larger battery, and 25 watt fast charging. Now both phones do support wireless and reverse wireless charging. The Flip 3 at 10 watts of wireless charging and 4.5 reverse, and the S21 at 15 watts fast wireless charging and 4.5 reverse. So they're getting wireless and reverse wireless charging, but obviously you're getting faster charging speeds with the Galaxy S21. So right off the bat, if battery is a huge issue, obviously you're gonna put Z Flip 3 aside and you're gonna go with the S21, even though it's not that much better, but it's better than the Z Flip 3. But if you don't mind battery, if you're not a heavy user like me and you can get through the day, like you're not always on your phone, like you're only going to be flipping open your phone just to call someone like once every 2-3 hours, or send a couple text messages, or read your email every once in a while, or watch maybe 1 or 2 videos, like nothing too crazy like me, then the Z Flip 3 and its battery shouldn't be an issue. And Charging it, I tend to, I'm at home more often, so I don't really need to worry about, waiting for it to charge and, being in a rush for anything. So I don't need to worry about that, at least right now. But if you don't have that rush and you need faster charging, obviously S21 is going to be that device over the Z Flip 3. Now, both are running top of the line processors, which are power hungry, the Snapdragon 888. So neither device, it's not the greatest. These aren't the greatest. If you're going for a phone with a great battery life, neither of these are going to be on the top of the list. Even Pixel 5a obviously has a mid-range processor, but that has a larger battery too, but that performs better. That is something that would be on top of the list for great battery life. These aren't going to be on the list. Maybe the S21 Ultra would, but not these guys. And that's okay. I'm a heavy user, and you're hearing from a user who is always consistently using their phone. So as a heavy user, my experience is they haven't been great for me, but it might be great for you if you're not always consistently on your phone. So guys, I'm going to have to give it to the Galaxy S21 for battery, just because it has a larger battery, a little bit faster charging, and it is going to last a little bit longer than the Z Flip 3. With the Z Flip 3, I'm kind of trying to be extra careful in using the device, because I don't want it to die out on me when I'm somewhere out there and I don't have a charger on hand. So Z Flip 3, I got to be extra careful. So if battery is something that you're really debating on picking up the Z Flip 3 or the S21, then obviously S21 is going to be your choice. So if we're going price, Z Flip 3 128 gigs is $999. So they significantly brought down the price, down from $1,400, $1,300 with the original. Granted, they also brought the base storage amount to 128 gigs, but I personally, especially my use, I haven't used all my 128 gigs on my S21, so I don't really think I'll be using it on my Z Flip 3 either. S21 128 gigs is $799. You'll always find this on deals like carriers, or if you go on Amazon, you're always going to find it on sale. If you want to get 256 gigs for either device, you're going to fork over an extra $50. So really $1050 for 256 gigs for Z Flip 3 and $850 for the Galaxy S21. They're still going to have that 8 gigs of RAM. So pricing wise, yes, the S21 is cheaper, but this really isn't that much more expensive, and you're getting a foldable. Like I said, the first mainstream foldable, and a lot of people are going to be going for the Z Flip 3. You're really not losing too much if you were to get a Z Flip 3 over the S21. Maybe a smaller battery. That's how I see it. Just a smaller battery and a lack of a telephoto lens. That's it. Other than that, I'm getting a larger display that I really enjoy. If you don't enjoy that large display, just fold it, and you're getting an outer display that you just use for time and your notifications and sometimes for the camera. I think you're getting more for the Z Flip 3 than you are for the S21. I'd happily fork over and pay an extra $100, $200 for the Z Flip 3 over the S21. I'll put aside battery. I'll put aside that battery and get the Z Flip 3 over the Galaxy S21. Overall, though, this is a tough one. If you're an early adopter to foldable phones, I can easily recommend the Z Flip 3. However, if you're still hesitant, I can easily recommend the S21 because it's still a great phone too. There isn't really any drawbacks from the S21, and you'll genuinely feel more comfortable, especially if you're not feeling this foldable Game Boy Advance SP vibe. Honestly, please, just tell me that's not Game Boy Advance SP. Anyway, let's put that aside. Let's put away that Game Boy Advance SP vibe. However, the Z Flip 3, I believe, has come so far, and it's only a matter of time until the foldable market begins to dominate. You're going to be seeing more foldables like this in the next year even. I really do believe that this is the first mainstream device. I said it, I'm going to say it again, for the general consumer, and I won't be surprised if I see more people rocking the Flip 3. So guys, if you're early adopter, Flip 3. If not, S21. If you care about battery, S21. If not, everything else literally Z Flip 3. And also, if you don't care about the telephoto lens, go for the Z Flip 3. You're still getting great camera quality. But honestly, these are two great phones from Samsung, and good job, Samsung. Keep it up. And I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video, as it does help out the channel a lot and will help push my content out to more people, because this wouldn't be possible if it weren't for you guys. These videos, this unboxings of the Z Flip 3 I had on the channel, as well as the S21, which both videos actually performed very well, both in views, both in revenue and audience, everything. Its stats, its analytics for both videos have been great. And I was able to purchase these devices thanks to you guys and your support on the channel. Thank you guys so much. I'm super close to my goal of 10K for 2021. I hope we can make it there, and I hope we see more and much better things on the channel. Anyway, that's been it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Anyway, everybody, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, because with the more interactions we get on this video, not only helps the video and the channel, but also pushes the video out to more viewers. And best of all, superman that subscribe button. Until next time, everybody, and until next video, this is MTG.